In the ever-shifting landscape of global geopolitics, China has unveiled a bold vision, a $50 billion canal slicing through the heart of Central America. This isn't just another infrastructure project, it's a statement of intent, a move that could fundamentally alter the balance of power and the flow of global commerce for decades to come. If realized, this canal would create a new artery for international trade, offering an alternative to the century-old Panama Canal. The sheer scale of the project is staggering, promising to handle the world's largest ships and potentially reroute billions of dollars in trade. But this is about far more than engineering marvels or economic opportunity. For China, it's a strategic gambit, a calculated effort to challenge U.S. dominance in the Western Hemisphere and secure a foothold in a region long considered America's backyard. The proposed canal would dwarf the capabilities of the Panama Canal, accommodating super post-Panamax vessels that are simply too large for even Panama's expanded locks. This would open up new possibilities for global shipping, making trade faster and more efficient for the world's biggest economies. For China, controlling such a vital route isn't just about profit, it's about safeguarding its vast and growing supply chains, ensuring that Chinese goods can reach global markets without interference or delay. By building a canal outside U.S. influence, China could reduce its reliance on American-controlled infrastructure, giving it greater independence and flexibility in times of crisis or conflict. Unsurprisingly, the announcement has sent shockwaves through Washington. U.S. officials see the proposal as a direct challenge to American influence, raising concerns about security, regional stability, and the shifting dynamics of great power competition. The project has also sparked debate across Central America, where questions of sovereignty, environmental impact, and economic benefit are hotly contested. Local governments and citizens alike are weighing the promise of investment against the risks of foreign control. As the world watches this high-stakes drama unfold, China's canal proposal stands to become a defining moment in the 21st century struggle for global influence, one that could reshape not just trade routes, but the very nature of international power. To truly grasp the scale of China's canal ambitions, we first need to look back at one of the most transformative engineering feats in human history. The Panama Canal's legacy is nothing short of extraordinary. When it opened in 1914, it forever changed the way goods and people moved between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, turning a once impossible journey into a manageable passage. For over a century, this 82-kilometer waterway has served as a vital shortcut, saving ships from the perilous, weeks-long voyage around Cape Horn at the southern tip of South America. The canal not only reduced travel time and costs, but also dramatically lowered the risks faced by sailors and cargo alike. Today, about 6% of all global cargo passes through its locks, making the canal an essential artery for world trade. Its importance is especially pronounced for the United States, which depends on the canal for a significant portion of its imports and exports, connecting American businesses to markets across the globe. Even after Panama assumed control in 1999, the canal has remained a core U.S. strategic interest. The U.S. Navy and commercial fleets continue to rely on its smooth operation, and its security is closely monitored by American policymakers. However, the canal is not without its challenges. In recent years, climate change and recurring droughts have exposed its vulnerabilities, sometimes forcing authorities to impose restrictions on ship traffic or causing costly delays for vessels waiting to transit. Even with the addition of the expanded new Panamax locks, the canal still cannot accommodate the world's largest container ships and supertankers. This limitation has left a gap in global shipping, creating opportunities for potential competitors to step in. The canal's neutrality and reliability are crucial for the stability of global commerce. Any disruption, whether from natural causes, political tensions, or the emergence of a rival route, could send shockwaves through the world economy, affecting everything from supply chains to the price of everyday goods. That's why the prospect of a Chinese-backed alternative canal is so unsettling for the established order. It threatens to upend a century-old balance, raising questions about control, influence, and the future of global trade routes. China's canal plan is the latest step in a decades-long push to expand its influence in Latin America. Trade between China and the region has soared from $10 billion to nearly $500 billion in just 2 decades. Chinese investment in ports, railways, and power grids has made it a key economic partner, securing resources and creating dependencies. Panama, after switching diplomatic ties to Beijing in 2017, has seen a surge in Chinese investment, especially in its maritime sector. This growing presence at a global choke point worries Washington, which fears China could one day control the canal's flow. The canal proposal is the boldest extension of China's strategy to reshape the region's balance of power. The differences between the Panama Canal and China's proposed waterway are stark, reflecting not just engineering advancements, but also shifting global ambitions and priorities. The Panama Canal, a marvel of early 20th century engineering, was built to connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, dramatically shortening shipping routes and transforming world trade. But over a century later, the world's needs have changed, and so have the ships that traverse these waters. Panama's expanded locks, completed in 2016, can now handle ships carrying up to 14,000 containers. This was a huge leap from the original canal, which could only accommodate much smaller vessels. However, the pace of global trade and the scale of modern shipping have outgrown even these improvements. Today's ultra-large container ships, some stretching over 400 meters and carrying more than 24,000 containers, are simply too massive for Panama's locks, forcing them to take longer, costlier routes. China's proposed canal is designed with these giants in mind. The vision is to create a new, independent corridor, likely through Nicaragua, a country that has shown a willingness to partner with Beijing. This route would be engineered from the ground up to accommodate the world's largest ships, making it a strategic alternative to the Panama Canal. While the Nicaraguan route would be longer and present significant engineering and environmental challenges, it would introduce genuine competition to the global shipping landscape. This isn't just another expansion of US-aligned infrastructure, it's a bold move to reshape the balance of maritime power. The original Panama Canal was a symbol of American ingenuity and dominance, built to serve US interests and project power across the hemisphere. In contrast, China's canal project is about extending economic influence, securing vital supply chains, and ensuring its own ships have priority access to global markets. Unlike Panama's neutral state-run model, a Chinese-backed canal would likely operate with Beijing's strategic interests at the forefront. This could mean new rules for who gets access and when. Preferential treatment for Chinese vessels could become the norm, and the canal itself might be used as a powerful tool of foreign policy, influencing which nations and companies can move goods efficiently. Ultimately, the creation of a new canal would mark a fundamental shift in how global shipping and global power flows, potentially redrawing the map of international trade for decades to come. US-China rivalry has turned Panama into a flashpoint. After the 2024 US election, President-elect Trump threatened to retake control of the canal if Panama didn't lower fees for American ships. In response, a major Hong Kong firm tried to sell its Panama port stakes to a US group, seen as a win for Washington. Beijing reacted furiously, launching investigations and pressuring the company to halt the sale. The deal stalled, caught between US and Chinese pressure. This standoff highlights the fierce competition for control over critical infrastructure. As tensions rise, China's push for its own canal gains urgency and logic. The region is now a battleground for superpower influence. A second Central American canal would shake up global trade. For the first time, the Panama Canal would face a direct rival, one able to handle bigger ships and possibly offer lower fees. This could spark a price war, threatening Panama's economy but benefiting global shippers and consumers with lower costs. Two canals would add redundancy, making global supply chains more resilient to disruptions. US ports would need to adapt, investing further to handle even larger vessels. The host country, likely Nicaragua, could see a flood of investment, but also risk debt and dependency on China. The world could split into competing trade blocs, with access and pricing shaped by geopolitics. The era of a single integrated global trading system may be ending. A Chinese-backed canal would be a game-changer. For China, it's a chance to secure trade, showcase its power, and challenge US dominance in the Western Hemisphere. For the US, it's a direct threat to a century of regional influence and economic security. Central American nations face a tough choice: economic windfall versus debt, environmental risks, and becoming pawns in a superpower rivalry. The world is watching as tensions escalate. Will China move forward? How will the US respond? The answers will shape the future of global power. and the rules of the 21st century.